Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, one rental at a time. Yes, we are lucky. We get 4 interviews today with Anna Kelly. How you doing, Anna?
I'm doing great. Good to be here.
Thank you for doing this 4th one with me. I just wanted to run this with you because I'm still playing with this idea. It's still being formed in my head, so it's not a quite full picture yet. But it's called the game of money. You ready for it?
I am. I love games of money.
Me too. Me too. And this really came from me. Again, I have a sports background, and obviously both played and watched. And I don't know if this quote kind of makes sense to you. This is why I'm playing with it with different experts, and that is defense wins championships. Have you heard that before? Do you understand it? What is it?
Yes, I have heard it and I understand it. In football, defense can definitely win championships, right?
Yeah, exactly. Steel curtain, and yes, exactly.
Absolutely. Yes. So in terms of the game of money, I don't know, Michael. I mean, I think you have to have a good defense, but you got to have a good offense too. So talk to me more about.
Yeah, that was step 1. I wanted to make sure the analogy made sense. So you're absolutely right. Defense wins championships. Football is the best example, probably hockey as well. Never played hockey, no idea. But the whole idea is when I'm thinking about this game of money, I'm trying to figure out what worked for you and I. And then I'm trying to figure out what's going on in social media and all these other kind of experts. To me, you and I started with good defense. Right. For me, after losing $150,000 in the stock market, I had to get really clear on needs versus wants. I had to live below my needs. I had to do all these things. You sold your big house in Texas, moved in with mother-in-law, then bought a 4. You got your defense right first. It's not sexy. It's not fun.
Yes.
But once it's set, then you can work on the offense. Then you can work on getting more money. Then you can work on promotions and side hustles and units and snowballs and all of these things. Too many people today are over here first. If you make more money, and I worked in sales, enterprise software sales, there's always somebody on my team making $1 million. That is a great offense.
Yeah.
Most of them, not most, too many of them were bankrupt by the 3rd year. After you make $1 million, you are bankrupt. That is terrible defense. Great offense, terrible defense.
Great analogy. Yes. So true, because most people don't live below their means. Most people spend everything they make and then some, because they'll borrow it on credit and think next year when I have a really good year, I'll pay this off. And they may or may not. But yeah, to your point, I mean, we lived on Dave Ramsey beans and rice and beans for 7 years to pay off school loans. And then after that, we sold a bunch of stuff and we reduced our, cost of living substantially because we were starting a new business and we knew my job may not last. So it's like, how do we live way, way, way below our means? You got to get that part right. Otherwise, you'll never live below your means.
Exactly. And again, I lived it from 24 to 30. My O was awesome. At least for me, it was great. By the time I was 28, I was making more money than anybody in my family had ever done. But I had no defense. It was just all
right. So that it's so important because your offense has to work too, right?
Oh, no question.
But you need to learn to live below your means while you then start working to expand your means. So you cannot have a good offense if you're just going to, spend all the money and not have a good defense too.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to get with the game of money, and again, I'm still playing with it, is I believe most people need to set their defense first. It doesn't take a long time. It doesn't take years. It takes weeks and months. Communicate with your significant other, get the family on the same page, set the defense, whatever that is for you. Then go worry about O. If you worry about O or offense first and you haven't set your defense, doesn't matter. It's as fast as it comes in, it's going to go out.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. And the discipline of the defense is going to work with you always. It's going to help you to continue to be able to know what to do, when you have a really good offensive game, like, okay, now what do we do with that money?
Yeah.
Let's continue to build up. And even for us today, a lot of what we buy now is really a preservation of capital play. So it's like, we went defensive, then we increased the income, strong, because that's where I needed to be in order to retire from the job. But once we got to that point, we're like, okay, now we have enough coming in to meet all of our needs. It's like, okay, now let's start building the fortress and really making sure that everything is like ironclad and preserved, that we're not losing money by going and doing bad deals. Right.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm still playing with this. And again, the beauty of playing this game of money, I guess here's one thing I want to flip over. The other thing I've been playing with this is the scoreboard, right? Games have scoreboards. It right now, it kind of feels like it's dollars and cents. It's money. I don't like that. I wish I could somehow make it happiness. Because again, the game of money for some people could be won at 40 grand. The game of money for others is 400 grand, and maybe some others is 4 million.
Right.
And I don't want to judge. If you're happy at 40 grand, I got to tell you, you won. You won. It's okay.
Absolutely. Because financial freedom is not a number, to your point.
Yes.
It's when do I have time freedom to allow me to do what I want and live my life with joy, right?
Exactly.
The financial freedom allows you to have enough coming in that you no longer have to trade your time for money. And if you get really good at the defense and living below your means, that number is a lot less for you than it is for somebody that has $1 million a year, lifestyle.
Yeah, exactly.
So learning to live below your means allows that level of contentment that allows you to have just enough that you're like, wow, we're really comfortable. We have joy. We have true financial freedom without regard to the balance sheet, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So I'm trying to figure out how to do that, how to convert it to kind of a happiness score, but happiness is fuzzy. But I really believe it, right? I talk to high school seniors a lot, and I always ask them, can you live on 22 grand or 2,500 a month? And all of them raise their hand. Yes. I'm like, you could be financially free by the time you're 25.
Absolutely.
Right. You got to stay there, but yeah, it's
right. But you got to get both sides of that equation right? The defense and the offense. So the better you are earlier on at contentment and not chasing every other shiny object, the nicer car, the nicer house, the better you are at the discipline in that, the faster you can reach financial freedom and actually sustain it.
Yeah, again, for me, it all starts with defense. Too much of today is about the offense. Offense is important. Offense is something I'm really good at. But if we didn't have that that sit down meeting and talk about our defense and get on the same page, I would not be here today. I would be at work. I would probably be in a foreign country, right? It'd be selling software or doing something. So again, folks, it starts with defense. For me, it's like day one defense. It's 100% defense. Yeah. But by the time you get to day 100, it's like 2% defense and 98% offense, right? You just got to maintain the defense and don't do anything wonky. But you can focus on all you want after the defense is set. Is that fair?
Absolutely. Okay. Yeah, 100%.
All right.
And then as you continue to make more, though, you got to be careful not to go, okay, now let's make this.
Oh yeah, that's what you got to keep on the defense.
It's got to stay stable. Yeah.
Yeah, the biggest mistake I see people make that get on this journey is they do the defense for 5 years. Then they make a little success. The balance sheet looks a little better. They get halfway to their income goals. And then they go, oops, well, nope. You let somebody in, you let somebody score on you. Now your lifestyle creep and you don't stop momentum. Don't stop momentum. It's
right.
So hard to build.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I love that.
Very cool. Well, do me a favor, Anna, how can people follow you and get part of your world?
Great. You can follow me Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram at Anna REI Mom Kelly. And my website is reimom.com.
Thank you very much. Have a wonderful week. Thank you for these great 4 conversations.
Thank you. You too, Michael.
Thanks.